Hello ladies and gents, I am Inaccuracy, and welcome back to the Secondaries Round 3 of the Cute Boat Tournament by Heresy. In this episode we have the Dapper Froggo by DJ Flesh, facing off against Wobbles by Skullsploder. Both designs are very closely matched in points. The Dapper Froggo is looking very smart in his top hat there, and all his little flippers at the side, and has proven to be an extremely resilient design, surviving for a significant length of time against the hype train in a previous episode. This resilience is due to the extreme amount of block spam at the rear of the crowd here, making it so that any shots aimed towards the centre of mass are diverted away from the primary killing apparatus held in his hat. Wobbles, on the other hand, is armed with an APS weapon, which fills almost the entirety of his body, so a good strong hit towards the side here could detonate the entire payload, rendering him completely useless. It does so have some very lovely little ears there, which have taken a significant number of hits in previous episodes, though it could be argued that those hits wouldn't have hit him if he hadn't had those ears in the first place. Still, it's a hovering design, which does put him at a slight advantage to the Dapper Froggo due to the first one or two shots generally miss as they rise up out of the water and the ranging of the initial scan and detection is incorrect. Still, let's see which design comes out on top. Find out in 3, 2, 1. The APS loads from Wobbles there. And see, the first shot does fall slightly short. Wobbles is moving towards its target, lining up for the first shot. The Dapper Froggo is sneakily going along there, with the cram cannon just skimming below his paw there. There's a couple of shots fire. Again, see, hitting the side here where there's so much block spam, the shell's actually just bouncing off, even at point blank range. Cram cannon retaliates and skims just along the side there. In fact, to me it looked like it might have been passed through the blocks, but there we go. Most shells of Wobbles though are bouncing off. Oh, though, there we go, that was a solid hit on the main cannon, and it has disabled the cram cannon. So although most shots are bouncing off, one hit in a vital position, disabling the primary cannon. But the Dapper Froggo does have repair bots and enough health and block spam to be able to utilise them. So able to get that cram cannon up and running. A single hit will likely disable Wobbles, as Wobbles utilises most of its resources trying to fire. Dapper Froggo using those similar sort of resources to repair itself. Cannon is almost repaired, but if it takes another hit there, it may be all over. Cram cannon looks like it's getting ready to fire. Shells are bouncing off the side of the Dapper Frog. Looks like it should be ready to fire. But there was a shell which bounced off and could have damaged some of the important components. The battle is nowhere near over yet, because Wobbles is actually burning through its resources slightly quicker than the Dapper Froggo, despite the Dapper Froggo doing repairs almost constantly. The cram cannon though has been disabled once more, and that is going to cause issues. If another hit strikes around that position, it could break off too many components for it to repair in time. A solid hit there, looking like several of the... yeah, looks like most of the internal cram cannon components have been disabled. It's unlikely that the cram cannon will be able to be repaired during the rest of the tournament. Still could happen though. Wobbles is not being able to do too much damage to the Dapper Froggo. In terms of materials spent, they have been incredibly even throughout this entire bout. Explosive shells just ping straight off it. Coupled with the fact that the Dapper Froggo is quite low in the water comparatively to some other designs, makes it very good target to tank all these strikes. It is unfortunately though showing some blood and has lost its dopey little nose. Or mouth, I suppose. Dapper Froggo is still repairing its clam cannon, but is almost out of material now. Going up to the halfway point, and both designs are got halfway through the material. Wobbles has been relentlessly bombarding the Dapper Froggo, but the Dapper Froggo has been able to take it all in its stride. It's an incredibly tanky design. Part of the buoyancy has been compromised. Dapper Froggo is pushing itself deeper into the water. That's going to cause an issue, because that means it's going to start gaining penalty time. If it can't get itself out of the water, it will be DQ'd. Wobbles, on the other hand, is happily floating over and is firing a few shells down into the depths there. The Dapper Froggo does come back out before it is disqualified for going too deep. So Repairbot's still working overtime to get it back into fighting form. But Wobbles may have actually run out of fuel. Really? Has the Dapper Froggo just completely shut Wobbles off? Drained Wobbles of resources? Looks like it could very well be the case. This is a sad way to go due to Wobbles holding the upper hand for the majority of the battle, but the Dapper Froggo still has materials. Its cannon is almost ready to go again. And there we go. Wobbles is in fact DQ'd. Dapper Froggo, having repaired itself and being able to take out all of its... be able to tank that material, draining Wobbles of its fuel. So, congratulations to the Dapper Froggo. Wait a minute. Dapper Froggo hasn't been losing material recently. I'm going to have to replay this battle. That is unfair for Wobbles because, as you can see, the Dapper Froggo's resource cost is not actually draining. And that was a significant factor in this bout. So, we will replay it. Here we have it again, the Dapper Froggo facing off against Wobbles. That bug is unfortunate. I've only seemed to have it happen a couple of times with this mod. But it is a slight issue. Because if one design is tanking, much like the Dapper Froggo was, if it has somehow got infinite resources due to a bug, that does nullify the results somewhat. Because the Wobbles was clearly in the advantage for the majority of the battle, until the 7-minute mark where it then ran out of fuel. So we have advantage to the Dapper Froggo due to it having won a bout already. We will go for a best out of 3 for this. So the Dapper Froggo did strike Wobbles there, and struck it again. Wobbles though surviving a couple of hits from a cram cannon. It's doing very well. Shots though going considerably wider this bout. And a very strong hit there, completely annihilating Wobbles. So that is a definite win for the Dapper Froggo. But we will play another bout to see how that plays out. So here we have it once more. The Dapper Froggo facing off against Wobbles. First battle was extremely close with Wobbles in the advantage. But now the Dapper Froggo has definitely won one clear victory. But can it get another clear victory against Wobbles? A nice solid hit there against Wobbles. Cram Cannon still seems to be active at the moment. Pure block spam working in the Dapper Froggo's favour once more. Cannon lining up. A solid strike there, completely annihilating the Wobbles internally. Although I don't like utilising best out of 3 for this tournament, which was meant to be only a 1 battle finish there, having designs which I didn't feel was quite right with Wobbles having fought so valiantly in the first bout there. Still, ultimately, the Dapper Froggo comes out ahead. Congratulations to DJ Flash.